This year, instead of regular cooking, you should try something called connected cooking because it brings the family together using smart technology, and food and lifestyle expert Whitney Bond joins me to discuss. Hey, Whitney.
Hey, thanks so much for having me.
Of course. So, we all know this year's holiday traditions look a little bit different than usual, and so this connected cooking is sort of a new tradition you're implementing in your family, right? Talk about it.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's a little bit of merging the old with the new this year. And so we're doing a virtual cookie party in my family. So every year, for as long as I can remember, we've been making my mom's famous sugar cookie recipe. This recipe has been passed down for 3 generations, and we love to ice them and decorate them together. And so this year we're just doing it a little differently and doing it virtually. So we'll be connecting from Washington, D.C. to San Francisco and everywhere in between, and each making the cookies in our kitchen and then decorating them together on a Zoom call. So while it might look a little different, it's still fun and keeping the tradition alive.
That's a great idea. So what type of technology are you utilizing to make this happen?
Yeah, so obviously high-speed internet is crucial to being able to connect on all these Zoom calls that we've had in 2020. And Cox High-Speed Internet provides the best internet to keep you connected with your friends and family this holiday season. I also love to use a smart assistant in the kitchen with me, so I can set timers, play holiday music, and even ask it conversion questions. You know, when you're baking and you're wondering how many tablespoons is in a cup or how many ounces is in 2 cups, this is a great time to have one of those, smart assistants in your kitchen and be able to ask them questions along the way.
Wonderful. And, of course, we're also recognizing this time of year essential workers, frontline healthcare workers, et cetera. They may not have the time that they need to cook, right? So what advice do you have for them?
Yeah, so for the frontline workers, you want to have a nice, comforting meal at the end of your shift. And so I love to use my slow cooker, and I have a really good friend. She is a travel nurse, and as soon as the pandemic hit, she went to New York City because that was where she could be of the most help. And then she's actually traveled across the U.S. and helped in Arizona and California, wherever needed her the most. And so she reaches out to me a lot, and she has a small space to cook in and is only cooking for one. So she's always wanting recipes that she can make. And the slow cooker or an Instant Pot, those are both great one-pot meals that she can easily make at home. Now, if you're the friend or family member of an essential worker, one of my fun tips is to send them food from their favorite restaurant. So because of technology, it's so amazing, right? You can get on your smartphone, you can actually order food to anywhere in the country. So even if you're in California and you have a family member that's working on the front line in Florida, you can actually order them food from their favorite restaurant, have it safely delivered to their front door, and just let them know that you're thinking about them this holiday season, and make something a little bit easier for them. And Cox is actually connecting family members and essential workers through their Full of Love campaign. This holiday season, you can get a home-cooked meal from a family member delivered straight to you through this campaign with Cox, and they're taking it safely to the essential workers. And I just love this idea because obviously without our essential or frontline workers, we would be in a lot of trouble this year. So grateful to them, and anything that we can do for them, big or small, to just let them know we're thinking about them this holiday season is so important.
It's so true. A lot of great ideas. There's nothing like a simple meal. It's sort of a simple pleasure. Whitney Bond, thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me.
Stay where you are. The Blend will be right back.
Arizona business owner, worried about the health of your staff and customers? Germ-Free Disinfecting has you covered. We destroy COVID, EPA approved, and exceeding CDC guidelines. Germ-free, that's how it has to be. Germfreedisinfecting.com.
There are a lot of common sense measures we can take personally to prevent infection, but our spaces at work and at home also need careful attention. And that's where Germ-Free comes in, and owners Doug Arula and James Titone are here to discuss. Thank you both so much for joining me.
Thank you.
So why did you start this business, and what's your mission?
It really was based on the coronavirus pandemic. We're living in stressful times right now, and I'm a longtime banking executive, and James has a long career as a healthcare provider. And the two of us came together, and we realized that there was a need to advance infection prevention. And we started this company more as a healthcare services business and as a way to provide a service to the community.
And there's a germ-free certification service. What is that, and how does it differ from what the CDC or health department already recommends for businesses to safely reopen?
So the CDC guidelines are confusing to most business owners, and they don't actually give specific details on what to do in various situations. So we created a certification and monitoring program where we provide protocols and guidelines for businesses to follow in every aspect, including disinfection, airflow, actually workflow as far as where employees are and depending on the type of business. And we monitor monthly to make sure that they're doing the processes that we put in place, and we make sure that they're actually doing that. And if they need help, we provide assistance in achieving those goals. So it basically makes it a lot easier for businesses to follow and exceed the CDC recommendations, which is what we really want to do. We want to go above and beyond that.
You know, it certainly helps to have those guidelines that are a little bit easier to understand. So how long does the certification last, and what responsibility does the business owner have to maintain it?